So, Loki's out, and I got some ideas. So, while I'm making this, I'm gathering some screenshots and whatnot, and more things are clicking. So, we're gonna start with Wanda, and what I think her influence is gonna be in not only Loki, not only in like Multiverse of Madness, but in the MCU now. We all know that she's a Nexus being, which means whatever she wants to do, she does it. And I think that can be an issue, especially when she's created a vision and two twins. And I think that's where my ideas start really coming. You essentially had two visions in one timeline at one point, the White Vision and the Wanda Vision. And then we have Billy and Tommy. And not only that, we now know that her kids are still floating around somewhere. So who's to say that vision isn't with the kids or isn't in the same situation as the kids? And with that, I think we now have two variants of vision, not an original. The original died in Infinity War. So we have two variants floating around. One confused about what he is, the other maybe dead, but if the kids are alive, why isn't that one alive? And could it merge with the old one and make a full vision? Who knows? So, why didn't the TVA show up? And I think it's because they weren't around yet. I think WandaVision, the events led to the creation of the TVA. And I think that's why Vision was working at like some, what was it, the computing place, whatever it was called. They were called. They were sending all the information about what was happening to the people creating the TVA. And, like, I know that sounds crazy, but when you have somebody who's dead that's been respawned, then you have their old body essentially resurrected, and then two twins just brought up out of nowhere. That would for sure make some people look. And we know that Doctor Strange was paying attention, and he was sending the messages through the commercials and whatnot. And most of them were just to make Wanda realize who she was. Except the Nexus commercial. That one just plain and simple said Nexus. And I think that's where things get real interesting. We know at the end of WandaVision she runs off and studies the Darkhold. So she's got to be seeing Nexus over and over again and then really understanding what it is. And then realizing what she can do. And I think that's where we start moving into Wanda in Loki. We go back to the scene of the little child pointing at the picture of the devil. Well, everybody's thinking Mephisto, Mephisto. No. Wanda, when she has her full crown as Scarlet Witch, what does she look like? Somebody with horns, probably. And I think that is what is happening. Wanda is on a search right now for her kids after being called. And she's connecting with somebody in the timeline, probably Kang, and is trying to find her kids and what's been going on with them. So yeah, it could be Kang, or it could be the female Loki that they're chasing after in Loki, just kind of using her for her own gain and to get what she wants. But I don't know. I feel like that Loki is also mixed in with Kang somehow, and it's gonna be a whole mess. Either way, how any of this works out, I think it's gonna end up with Wanda creating the multiverse in WandaVision, and I think we'll learn that by the end of this series of Loki. So the next theory I have, it's a bit out there. It's how we may see Galactus appear into the MCU. And it's a bit of a stretch, but it's kinda possibly looks like it. But yeah, I think the female Loki is the one trying to stop that. And I think we'll learn that by the end of the season. So my reasoning behind this is the next few like pictures we're gonna see. Mainly this one here. It's a huge kind of hint towards something. We see the two overlooking what I'm assuming eyes for Galactus at the moment, and then two silver stars. I guess we'll call them stars. But I think that there's a possibility that's Galactus, and the two silvers that we're seeing are two of his heralds. That one's a bit out there. We're all expecting Silver Surfer, but might just do a pair. This is the second one, and it's part of that last scene, and it's all purple. It's kind of weird. I'm thinking this is the female Loki's main planet. This is where she is from. This is her timeline. And she's doing all these things to try and defeat Galactus from devouring her Earth. And yeah, it's strange, but I think that makes a lot of sense, honestly. Why else would a Loki be running around collecting time bombs? Now, there's more quote evidence to support this idea. Like this here, ignore the text, but the Destroyer. The Destroyer was one of Galactus's heralds at one point in the comics, and I think that is a possibility in this one. I think the female Loki had her Destroyer taken by Galactus, then sent back and said, "We're gonna come and we're gonna kill y'all." And the female Loki then freaked out, and obviously a different timeline, different things happen. So maybe Thor's dead and Odin's already gone, and Loki is actually in charge of the kingdom. So now this is her last somewhat line of defense, really, and it's coming to attack her own people. Well, that's a bit of an issue. So then she's gonna run around time and get all these time bombs and then feed them to Galactus, is what I'm thinking. And maybe, just maybe, she defeats Galactus in that timeline. And how does she travel through time? Well, Kang. Kang, obviously, he's running through the multiverse and all of time, and he sees this, and he sees it as a place to strike, essentially. And he marches in, he takes advantage of the situation with the female Loki, and tells her, this is what you need to do, and this is how you can save your people. But I'm sure, obviously, something's gonna go a bit wrong, and that's why they look all doom and gloom at the end there and sitting on the two boulders. But I guess we will see. But for now, guys, I think that's gonna do it for this video. This is my first edit, so still trying to learn a lot here. But if you liked it, leave a comment. Let me know. Let me know what I can improve, obviously. Um, but yeah, I'm going to be trying to do this pretty regularly for a while now. And hopefully some new, better theories within this next week. So yeah, we'll see. And thanks for watching.